You're listening to Straight from the Heart, a Heartland Black Chamber of Commerce podcast, where we will talk about everything with our friends, with our foes. We are going to get straight to the point, no holds bar, and we're going to speak facts. Today, I want to talk about partnerships and collaboratives. Today in this environment, we all know that finding great partners and being collaborative is more important. And it's not just about collaborating with someone that looks like you, but actually finding partnerships outside of your comfort zone or your circle. And today I am very, very excited to bring to you my closest collaborative to date and my friend, Carlos Gomez, and he is with the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of Greater Kansas City. And Carlos and I have come together to really start the movement of how to collaborate and how to be partners. Carlos, thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Kim, for having me on the podcast. And I was when you said at the beginning, I was okay. Are we in the friend or foe? No, I'm joking.
Sometimes no.
No, you know what? Why not collaborate? And
Yeah.
I think we get that a lot. I know we've always collaborated as organizations, but what was interesting, the more we got closer, we were challenged, both of us, on why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Why? And I know we would always say, why not?
Why not? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And no one can answer that.
Yeah.
Because I can give many reasons why shouldn't we collaborate,
Absolutely.
There's strength. There's strength in numbers. There's strength in ideas. There's strength in, I saw nothing. There was no negatives.
Yeah.
And I know you were like-minded.
I think a lot of it has to do too with the fact that we've been able to go past this separation from ethnicity to origin.
Yes.
So being an American means that we truly are the same. We are one because we represent America, the United States of America. And once we got past the ideal of the ethnicities and the cultures, we were able to see that we are on the same path, wanting the same things. We're just going down the road on two sides of the street.
Right.
Yeah.
And wouldn't it make sense to go together?
Yeah.
As opposed to parallel.
Absolutely.
And siloed.
Absolutely.
And, our obstacles of both of our communities are the same.
Yeah.
Access to capital, access to education, access to healthcare. We have the same obstacles. So why wouldn't we have conversations to say, let's band together and let's figure this out.
Yeah. And it's actually, the operative word there is access.
Yes.
We're challenged with access. Access to anything that is available to most other ethnicities. Well, the other. Let me put it like that. Anyway, I will say that coming together and figuring out a way to purchase a building and to bring everything together was a little bit of a challenge, and not just from each of our communities, but people that didn't look like either of our communities were challenging, saying that will never work. That's not going to happen. And so what do you say to that? Because, I can say a lot of things. So I'm giving you some talking.
You know what? I still get asked, how's that working? And it's like they expect that it wouldn't work, and to me, that puts more fuel to the fire of, what, we can't afford
not to work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we've gotten a lot of calls, a lot of people saying, we want to copy that. We want to do what you guys, how did you guys get to that level of trust? Yeah. Level of dialogue where there's some things we don't agree on too as individuals.
Oh, absolutely.
And as organizations, but we can get past that. We shouldn't always agree.
Well, and that's part of any business. That's part of any collaboration. I think about some of the larger corporations out there that collaborate and they're in competition. They don't always agree on how to get to where they're going, but when there are times that they can collaborate for the better, for the good of everybody, they will do that. And we tend to have had that ideal that we couldn't do it. And
yes.
so,
or that it would fail.
Yeah,
like listen, we'll watch, they're going to fail.
Yeah.
And, to me, that's just like, okay, yeah, watch.
So
we're not going to let that happen.
I was going to try and get numbers, on how much, revenue each of our communities generate in the U.S. every year. And I didn't get those numbers, but I know the numbers is in the billions.
Yeah.
And if you put them together, they're probably in the trillions of dollars
yes.
that our communities bring to the U.S. every year. But yet and still, we get less and less of the resources, and we are able to benefit from less and less of the revenue that's generated. The opportunities aren't there, but we have a World Cup coming. We have one of the largest sporting competitions in the world, the largest in the world, coming to the U.S. and in coming here to Kansas City, right in our front yard. And so my question to you, I can speak on what it means to the east side of Kansas City, but on the west side, what does it mean, or what could it mean to those small businesses?
Oh, we're going to have 600 to 700,000 people here in Kansas City in 45-day span. I mean, the opportunities are just, unthinkable. I've talked to other people who, one of my friends, she lived in South Africa, and when they hosted the World Cup, and she was saying they just were overwhelmed, and it was all positive.
Yeah.
So, for our small businesses, for any small business, it's okay. What are we doing to prepare for that? How am I going to make sure I can be found?
Yeah.
And then that's why we exist, to help those small businesses, both our organizations, to help these businesses get in the digital world, and help them understand, the demographic that's going to be coming. We won't know what teams are coming until the first part of December.
Right.
But once those 3 teams will be hosted out of Kansas City, we have 6 games. So
we have 6 games and
a quarterfinal. Yes.
Yeah.
So how really, are we going to, we have a short window to educate our small businesses of understanding who those folks are going to be. How do they, when do they eat? How do they pay? So these are all things that we're going to have a short window to get the word out and to make sure that our businesses are ready.
Yeah. What I see here, though, also is when you start talking 600 to 700,000 people converging up on our city, and the size, just unimaginable number of people, because we're looking at almost the whole of Jackson County sitting on top of the whole of Jackson County.
Yes.
And so this cannot be set up by, what am I doing for my people? What are you doing for your people? This has to be a collaborative of all of our small businesses. And that includes the white business, the brown business, the black business, the Asian business, the I can't talk. The gay and lesbian businesses. It's going to include all of us. And we here at MCDC are opening up the doors so that we can collaborate and find out ways to provide those resources for all businesses. Because for us, for me, I think this is a game changer for Kansas City, for how we do business with one another, for how we see each other as a culture. When we can have people from all over the world come here and leave and say Kansas City had the best host They were the best hosts. They had the best people, and it wasn't, I did great over here, but couldn't go over there. So, I see this as something bigger. And yes, we have got to get our businesses together, and we've got to get their mindsets on something larger than they can even contemplate.
Well, and you said it, you nailed it right on the head. I think, that when it comes to it, we're one Kansas City.
Yeah.
And a lot of factors have helped us, I think, get to that point.
Like the Kansas City Chiefs?
There you go. Go Chiefs. But when we rally together, yeah, it's not just about the brown and black community. It's about everybody.
Yeah.
And I think this is a huge opportunity that we can show. We're the smallest market to get the World Cup in the U.S. All the other ones, L.A., Miami, New York, Atlanta, we're the smallest market, and we're the most accessible.
Yeah.
The other ones are further out. So we have the best opportunity to get, I think, the majority of Americans and international to come.
Yeah.
And how are we going to present ourselves? And I think everyone's excited about it. Everyone I talk to, I mean, we talk about it all the time, you and I, and there's going to be so much opportunity for everybody.
Oh, absolutely.
But we got to be ready.
Absolutely.
We got to have our best foot forward.
Absolutely. And having the Kansas City Current helped too.
True. Yes.
I'm telling you, they're on fire right now. We had said that we were going to do this podcast. And so we have some questions from our listeners. And if you don't mind, I'm going to throw them out there and we'll answer.
Go.
Yeah, here we go. So listener number 1 said, this partnership is truly inspiring. With all of the resources now housed under one roof at the Minority Chamber Development Center, that's the MCDC, how do you plan to measure the joint success of the two chambers over the next 3 to 5 years?
Wow, that's a good question.
That's a really good question.
I think we're just kind of learning on what those metrics are. Recently we're doing we've done joint events, but now we have our first joint committee.
Yeah. That's
launching in October. That's going to be really focusing on our nonprofits that are involved with both of us, and how do they message, reach, and engage both communities? What are their needs? And I think that joint committee, I think is the first step. And I think, we're learning as we go.
Yeah.
Because
we are building this plane as we fly it.
Yeah. I mean, this is a whole new category, but, I think having those metrics in place, is important, identifying so we can measure to see the impact, because obviously we want to make an impact. Otherwise, why would we do it? But I just think we're at the tip of the iceberg, but it's a very good question. And I think as leaders, we need to identify those. And I just think we're still in that initial process.
Yeah. And for this perspective, we launched a program called Stripesphere, which is for any small business. It doesn't have a black or brown or a minority attached to it. It is any small business that wants to get on the pathway of success. And we will use that data because we're going to follow these businesses. And in that will also, I know one of the questions in here are there metrics and then like job creation and business growth. Under this Stripesphere training program, our first cohort launched August 23rd. And the measurement will come because we're going to follow them for 5 years. Wow. So they have 11 months. And then for the next 5 years, we are going to follow their path. We'll know when they are in need of a boost or help. Again, these are businesses, they're not startups. These are businesses that have been in business that are ready to pathway up or scale up and sustain. And so keeping that data, and as the cohorts come on, continuing to follow along. I think one of the things that we wanted to do here was to be able to help our businesses and be there to know when our businesses needed us the most, but then also walk them through the scaling process. So that's going to be a great way to do that. And we are, again, building this plane as we fly it.
Well, and the beauty of us being in the same location is we have handed people off to each other.
Yes.
Small businesses, potential partners that have resources that you and I have been saying, hey, have you talked to Kim? And you have said, have you talked to Carlos?
Yeah.
And I just think just us physically being in the same place, talking to each other every day, I see the magnification, the amplification of what we do.
And I like the fact that our staff, they collaborate.
They do
a lot.
Yeah, sometimes they hang out too much.
Yeah, right. No, not Listener number 2, let's go to the next question. It says, my business is not a member of either chamber, but I'm excited about the MCDC. What specific opportunities will there be for the broader Kansas City community, from corporations to individuals, to engage with and support the mission of this new creation?
There's all kinds of opportunities.
Be a member of both chambers.
That's one. That's one. That's the important one.
Yeah.
But, we both rely on volunteers. Mm-hmm. We have committees to get involved with.
Yes.
Grow your network. If you look at both of the demographic that we both represent, even though we go beyond that, we have members that are white, Asian, Middle Eastern, everything.
Do. Everything, yes.
But if you look at the demographic that we both represent, these are two huge buying powers. Mm-hmm. And, I always tell a corporation, do you have this business? Yeah. Because if you don't, your competitor does.
Yeah.
Because we're buying from somebody.
Yeah.
And if you can look at your company and saying, wow, I don't have either one of these markets, your competitor does.
You are. Yeah.
So,
yes, absolutely.
So what are you now? Get involved with us.
Yeah.
Come to we are hosting so many events jointly, separately. There's always something going on in this building. Yeah. And come participate. Come check us out. See what we're about.
And we have non-members that utilize the building. We've had churches come over and do their board retreats here. We've had training programs come in and do some training. And then there's programs within. We have Toastmasters. So Heartland is a charter Toastmasters, and most of those members of that charter are not members of the chamber.
Well, and some of our members, I know, especially with the young Latino professionals, are participating.
Yes.
So thank you for doing that.
Yes. So we definitely want to become not just a member base, but a one-stop shop where you can find the resources that you need. And if we don't have them, we collaborate outside of our chambers and outside of the MCDC. So there's a lot of ESOs out there that we connect with, that we send our members to or non-members to if they offer something that we don't offer. So yeah.
And a lot of people may not know what ESO is. That's Entrepreneurial Supporting Organizations. And so a lot of times Kim and I get into the lingo.
I know. And forget.
That some people may not know what that is.
Right.
I run across so many minority businesses, they don't know what MBE is. Yeah. And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. And we're here to help the communities walk through this.
And then I get a lot of individuals that don't have a business. And they are not part of a corporation, or if they are, their corporation may or may not support our program, but they like participating. And so our programs and our events are open to the community, always open. And we are always here to help where we can. We don't just deal with businesses. We deal with education, healthcare, economic development, nonprofits. We deal with environmental. I mean, there's everything in the ecosystem. We deal with all of it. So, I mean,
it's really interesting, Kim. I don't think people realize the calls we get.
No.
It could be city, county.
Yeah.
It could be the education sector, and which makes the job challenging. At the same time, it makes it each day interesting, and I know we both enjoy those challenges. But it never. There's no book to this.
No.
Every single day, it's a different day that we may not know what it's going to take us down.
Let's take another question. Question number 3. We often hear that a major challenge for minority businesses is access to capital. We know that. How does the combined power of the Black and Hispanic chambers change the game in terms of securing larger grants, loans, and investments for their members? Okay, when it comes to grants, that is not my favorite topic for business. I think that for our nonprofits, we definitely want to help them if they have a program or project that they're trying to work on, find the grants that they need. And when it comes to grants for businesses, I'm only an advocate for it if it is to scale up, not for saving your business or paying off some bills, but actually scaling your business. You need to buy some equipment, and you want to be able to buy this equipment, and you also may need a loan down the line or a line of credit. I think if there are opportunities there, we are certainly here to help you get through the paperwork. Sometimes locate grants like that. But basically, through Strisphere, we are preparing you for access to capital, access to bonding, access to capital, and then access to capacity, meaning you need a workforce.
And you know what? I think I talk to many businesses that aren't a member of our chambers or a chamber, and I'll be out and about, and they'll go, I had no idea that resource was available. And I think that's what we bring, because our staff is constantly looking for those opportunities that people can see if they qualify for. Yeah. Because everyone's busy running their business. They may not have time to look for a grant. And here's the honest truth. Unless you're in the tech world, there's very few grants for other businesses. You see them more in the tech industry. And I don't want to discourage anyone. They are out there, but they're not as prevalent in the non-tech world. So being real, you don't want to rely your business plan on a grant.
This is true.
You have to have a foundation of what you're doing is gonna. There's a need for it, and let Kim and I help you amplify your brand so you're known. Yep. Yeah.
I got one more question. Hold on just a second. Listener number 4 says, I have to put my glasses on. In order to take full advantage, the partnership and the stronger together approach to funding, have you considered establishing a joint board between the two chambers, and MCDC Ventures under one banner? Isn't that amazing? That's kind of where we started. I mean,
it is.
It is. We're not. People ask me all the time, "Are we now one chamber?" And we're not one chamber, but we are one banner. Yes. And so when it does come to funding, and that's one of the things that in the future, I'm hoping that our joint collaboratives will come in and say, hey, we want to make you guys a CDFI. And then we have our own funding that we can underwrite and help our small businesses be able to get that lending that we all talk about. Again, I like us to go back to the ideal that in business, we have to understand the system in which we operate. And if we are not operating under the American banner system, which is the capitalistic system, if we're not teaching our businesses the system, then we are not moving our needles because they don't understand how their dollars are working. But I think, yes, I think our collaborative and coming together could make a big difference.
Well, and I think again, it goes back to we're still building the plane.
Yeah.
But I think that is the end. That is the end goal.
Yeah.
Things take time, but we collaborate all the time. We know each other's boards. They know, my board knows you.
Yeah.
Your board knows me.
Yeah.
And so we have constant. They talk.
Yeah.
So there's constant dialogue and collaboration between the leadership of both organizations. In fact, buying this building, I remember both our executive boards, it took us a while to find a building.
It took us a while.
It took us a long while.
Yeah.
I remember both of our executive boards, we were even discussing the address, 9100 Ward Parkway, which we're to our knowledge, the first minorities to own commercial property on Ward Parkway.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm saying that's right. That's right.
And so I remember we all went to go have lunch afterwards down the street when we thought we liked the building, but would people say, "Oh, you left the hood. You left us behind." And, I remember I was with your chair, I believe at the time, Keisha, and she said, as we're talking about that, we see 3 African-American women coming out of Target or coming out of the mall over here. Then we see 2 Hispanic men coming out. And it's like, hey, we're everywhere.
Yeah.
And why not? Why should we be confined to one area? And we never left any of our people
we've had people that left us. So let's start there. I mean, because if you're right, if you look across the Kansas City region or the metropolitan Kansas City, and we go from Johnson County, we can go as far as Douglas, or we can go to Leavenworth County or any of these counties surrounding counties. And there are minority businesses and minority residents, and we live and work and play everywhere.
We do. And we do things all over the metro. We haven't left anybody. So I just want to say that I think our executive boards all were 100% together on this move.
Well,
in this building.
I'm going to say that we're about to wind down from this episode of Straight from the Heart, but you'll hear from me and Carlos quite often. We'll talk more about other things that are happening, not just in the MCDC, but in our community, in our schools. I mean, we may be hitting on hot topics and know this. I will say this, though, and I want to start ending my show by saying this would not be possible without the production team at AGA and all that they do. They are like the number one production team in Kansas City, and they are Black owned. They have done some great things. If you have not seen Girl in the Garage, it's a Hallmark film. You need to go look at it, or Lifetime. I think it's Lifetime. I looked at Hallmark and I was like, wait a minute.
Hallmark's a corporate member.
That is not a Hallmark.
Thank you for plugging a corporate.
Right. Hallmark, if you're listening, Lifetime, they got one up on you.
We love Hallmark.
But we love Hallmark. That's why I slipped up. But we love Lifetime too. And then they have their own feature film, which is Masharia Moore. And I'm sure that you'll be able to see that out pretty soon. I went to see it. It was great. But again, you just have to remember that we have to keep it real, and we have to come straight from our heart. It is not to put anyone down or to make any more noise than just let's have real conversation. Let's tell the truth, and let's not be afraid to speak out when it's wrong. Looking forward to seeing you next time on Straight from the Heart.